Hello folks, and welcome to a special episode of Halcyon 6. It's not really an episode, in fact. This is actually a very short video that I'm making to show the developers, minus my raging and, freaking out about it, to show the developers the potential problem with these Voraash Leviathans. I don't know if any of their other units have this ability or not. I wouldn't be surprised if, this big-ass Revenant guy here, maybe this demon have the capability, or similar capability, but I know at least the Leviathans do, and none of their other ships that I've encountered seem to have the ability as well. The problem being their abilities Immunize, in particular, which is essentially a full heal, and they're leeching vampire type abilities, which are less severe but are still significant. Now, understand, going in here, I am damaged a little bit. I'm gonna try to alleviate that, so this might be a little more difficult and may not show it quite as well as I would have liked. I was forced to move some things around a little bit in order to show you this from where I had quit playing. But I wanted to make this video so that I could actually make it a little more clear the potential problem here. I say potential problem because, maybe this is how you intended it. Okay. I will actually accept that, because then I can repair. Yeah, continue, whatever, I don't care. We're not playing this for the sake of actually playing it at the moment. So yeah, I will definitely take that, because that lets me fully repair the fleet, and then we can go in. Oh, they disappeared. Shit. Oh. Okay. That's not good. They disappeared. Let's see. Actually, this autosave here should show what we need to show. So that's fine. We can do it. We can do it this way. Yep, launch you guys, repair. Yep, whatever. I don't care. We're not worried about that right now. And okay. Now, yeah, the two problems that, well, kind of three problems that are at issue here are particularly this immunizations ability, because it is essentially an entirely full heal. Now, I would recommend that, see, it does have a limit 2 times per combat, but I think that should be less. I think it should be 1 time per combat. And the recovery time needs to be way the hell longer than 1 round. It needs to be I don't know, 5 rounds, 10 rounds maybe even. It needs to be really long if you're going to give them more than 1 use per combat. But really, I think it should only have 1 use. Because being able to fully heal your ship from dead, and not just this particular ship, but any allied ship, I think is too powerful. Particularly backed up by these ships' abilities to do this thing with their vampire ability, which continues to gives them a substantial heal over time, while also damaging your own ships. It's fine, but I think the healing part needs to be reduced. There's also that, and this one, which puts it on all of the ships. Now, I'm unsure if having it on multiple ships will increase the healing done to that ship or not. I haven't done sufficient experimentation or looked at it hard enough to notice that or not. But if it does, that should not be the case. It just makes these guys, especially if there's more than one, if there's only one of them, it'd probably be doable, but if there's more than one, it makes them too difficult. It makes them almost impossible to defeat. And that really should not be the case. Is there ways to still beat them? Probably. My actual, like, normal video that I put out, the very first time I did it, I destroyed this ship, and I destroyed this one. But my fleet was so badly damaged at that point that it didn't matter. Like, I was basically dead already. So... yeah. So I'm going to try my best to try to fight these guys, but I'm going to... throughout this battle, you should be able to see the effect that I'm talking about here. It is too much. It's really too much. So I'm going to start out with the area effect things just because I want to weaken them as much as possible. And see, they start out with the vampire thing. They do this vampire stuff so much that with your limited heals, some of the heals don't even remove the thing, I don't think. It's a little too powerful. I mean, is there ways to beat them? Like I said, probably, but they are so much more difficult than any other enemy that I've encountered in the game that I don't feel like... they're balanced in comparison to everything else. I could do weapon supercharge here. I know that it does make your stuff more powerful, but I don't necessarily feel like it really does enough. So I'm going to start with trying to kill the weaker ship, just so we can remove the potential damage. And they seem to be a little less likely to use these really, like, the immunize ability and things of that nature. They seem to be a little less likely to use it against... Actually, maybe we can try to hold off on that just a hair. They seem to be a little less likely to use it for other people. But see, it's healing for almost 1,000 damage a tick. None of my, like, every time that goes off, none of my attacks even do that damage, generally. Unless they, like, get lucky. And that's ridiculous, that it does that kind of damage. Like, with just how much it does. It's too much. This is too much. Again, is there ways to beat them? Sure. Maybe we even beat them this time. Maybe, I don't know, we'll see. But, frankly, it doesn't matter if I manage to beat them this time or not, because they're still too powerful. They just do too much healing, just straight up. It does too much. So, with your limited ability to heal and stuff, like, if I had more healing capability, maybe, but I just feel it's too much. And like I said, don't even remove the ability, but just reduce how many times they can use it to only once. Maybe reduce the healing on it a little bit. I don't know. Like, I don't mind them having a full heal, that's okay, but they shouldn't be able to use it as much as they do. So make it a long cooldown, or make it so they can only use it once per combat. And maybe the thing that I think does need to be nerfed a little bit is their vampire abilities. I think are a little too much. Because when you compare their ability to heal versus the player's ability to heal, that disparity is too great. Because when they get essentially 4 full heals between the two of them, like, that's almost as much healing as I have, like, combined total. And like, it just gets too much. Because, like I said, I have tried multiple times to beat these guys, and now, of course, that I'm recording this to show you, I'm probably going to beat them now, because that's just the way the universe decides to work. but even if I manage to beat them here, like, the point is they need some changes. They need some big changes. I don't know precisely what those changes necessarily need to be, but they need some sort of changes. So I am going to try to kill these guys. I will do my best to kill them and kind of semi-prove, you know, what I'm saying wrong. I would love to prove it wrong. I would love to prove that they're actually beatable. Or I would love to prove that not only they're beatable, but that they're not, you know, as ridiculous as I feel like they are. Would love to show you that. Would love for that to be the case. Don't think it is, but would love for it to be so. And as we discussed in the forum thread, or the discussion thread there or whatever, yes, sometimes you get lucky. And it actually looks like that might end up being the case here. Because he's probably going to die. Yeah, this guy's going to die. I haven't used up very much of my healing. So, yes, this time it looks like I'm going to beat them. But when they heal 1,000 damage a tick, like, this guy's dead now, because he's not going to be able to beat me one-on-one. Or one-on-3, rather. Even if he uses his full heals and stuff, he's not going to... I can't imagine he'll be able to beat me at this point. He can certainly do some damage. He can certainly make my life difficult, but I don't think he has an actual chance at this point. I mean, he might. He might somehow pull it off. But you know, they did not use their full heal, though. Neither of them used their full heal before I killed that guy. So... You know, this actually didn't necessarily show, you know, what I wanted to show. Certainly not as well as I would have liked, because they're not using their abilities this time around. But I just wanted to discuss the abilities and stuff and possible changes to those abilities, irregardless of whether or not I beat them, because I did try multiple times to beat these guys. Like, I tried a bunch of times to beat them, like, not even once. Like, I tried... I don't even know. I showed two times in the one episode my trying to beat them. And... a bunch more times afterwards, and I just... I don't know. Oh, there's actually diplomacy with Voraash. I did not know that. Although, actually, I did see something on that. Anyway. So, yeah, I don't... Like, they just need to be fixed a little. So I'm going to go. This is going to be the end for this episode. That was my discussion. That was some potential changes that I feel they might need to be done. Like, I beat them easily that time, but of course they didn't use their super full heal ability. And as the other guy on that thread, that forum discussion, whatever thing, said, you know, it's a very hit and miss with them, it seems. Sometimes they'll use their ability, sometimes they don't. If they don't use their ability, they're very beatable, but you shouldn't necessarily have to save scum, essentially, to be able to beat them, and just hope that they don't use their abilities. It's one thing for it to be hard, it's another thing for it to be almost impossible, and when they use those abilities, they become almost impossible. That's my thoughts. Thank you for watching, folks. If you guys, just to the developers, if you all, you know, want to discuss it more, you know, have some ideas, want some whatever, it's great. I love this game. It's a really good game. I've been enjoying the hell out of all of it. So I don't want to, sound negative or whatever about the game as a whole, because I'm not. I really like it. So I think this is the first time that I've encountered an issue where it's been like a real serious issue. So I just wanted to, say that. So have a good day and bye-bye.